Let me guess. Let me guess. You, my friend, were the commander-in-chief of the New Year, New Me. And the year is in its 9th month. We have about 100 days left, and you cannot point at anything to show for it. Yeah, I say that. You feel like you have wasted 2025 because you have nothing to show for it. No, this is not the time to look away. You have come this far and you stumbled on this for a purpose. And you, my friend, swore this would be your year. But here you are, scrolling, procrastinating, binge watching, and still negotiating with your excuses like they are the ones that pay your rent. And before you come at me and become all defensive, check your screen time, and then we'll talk from there. Listen, we've only got 100 days left in this year. If you're not going to fix your habits now, you're going to get into 2026 the same way you got into 2025. Tired, disappointed, mad at everyone except yourself because you don't hold yourself accountable now, do you? So let's cut the fluff and get brutally honest about how you're going to change your life before this year runs out. We're going to start with the thing that holds us back the most, and it is comfort. Comfort is so sneaky because of how good it feels. Comfort is like that friend that always says, nah, let's not go to the gym. Let's have some fried chicken instead. You hear those words and you know they're holding you back, but boy,
some fried chicken.
Right? You think to yourself, some fried chicken. Oh, how good that would be. But the thing about comfort is that it doesn't announce itself as failure. It doesn't come with any alarms or warning signals letting you know that you are wasting your time. But you know what it does? It keeps you comfy and cozy, tucks you into bed. It hands you your phone and scrolls with you for 3 hours straight while your dreams die in the background. That's your friend. Her name is comfort. So if you're still taking these as false allegations, that is where we're going to start from. Number 1, honesty. We need to be brutally honest about the habits that are holding us back from achieving our dreams and reaching our fullest potential. So if you want the last 100 days to actually mean something, you have to be brutally honest with yourself. Ask yourself, what thoughts, what habits, what people have been keeping me stuck all year round? Be honest with yourself about that relationship that keeps draining you, or that late night lie that steals from your sleep because you keep on saying one more episode. And that little voice that keeps on telling you, I'll start tomorrow. We don't end at just being brutally honest with ourselves about the relationships and the habits in our lives. We have to get real because now we have to decide and prepare. What are we deciding? Got to decide that you're not going to negotiate with mediocrity anymore. This part might feel weird because it feels like you're fighting yourself. Your brain will start asking you, wait, what's happening? We like this. Why are we not doing this? Why are we not indulging in the things that we find pleasure in? When that alarm goes off, instead of hitting the snooze button 8 times, you will get out of bed and your brain will be asking, where are we going? Because this is not the routine that we're used to. But do not curve into those ages because the truth is you're not fighting yourself. You're actually rewiring yourself. You're transitioning into a different frame of mind, and it might take some time for your body to catch up, but eventually it will. Think of it like a dog in training. Only in this case, you are the trainer and the dog.
Bombastic side eye. Criminal offensive side eye.
When you tell a dog to sit, at first it will be confused, but eventually it will catch up. Once you say sit, it sits down. So in this case, you're the dog and you're the trainer. Now, since we have decided to be brutally honest with ourselves, we've decided to change and prepare, we now have to figure out what we're going to do. And this is where we adopt the growth routine. Now, here's where a lot of people mess up because they think change is cramming their life with 73 new different habits and they set themselves up for failure. But you're not going to do that, because that will lead you into burnout and you will end up crying into that planner that you bought from Amazon. So instead of feeling overwhelmed that you have to change overnight, what you're going to do in your growth routine is add a new healthy habit to your already existing routine. And if you're not very familiar with this concept, the book Atomic Habits really explains this well. And this is how you're going to achieve your transformation. It's not about having 100 new habits in one day, but it's about adding one new habit and practicing every day for the 100 days. And do you know why this works? Because you're not adding stress to your routine, you're adding intention. Every new habit that you have will be attached to a goal that you have. And so it's not stressful if there is intention to it. And the growth routine is where the real lock-in comes in, because you're building momentum quiet but steadily. You're not doing it for a sudden change, but suddenly people will start asking you,
Wait, you weren't like this at the beginning of the year. What happened to you?
it's possible. So let's get to it. Good as it may be when you hear people noticing what is happening in your life, you yourself must be the first to notice. And this is where reflection comes in. Cannot afford to skip reflection because this is your personal scoreboard. It helps you track whether you're winning, where you need change. So if you're not checking in, how are you going to keep track of your progress? Because at the end of the day, whatever we're doing with intention, and we must be able to see results. When do we have reflections? This is honestly flexible, but if you don't do it daily, you can do it weekly. I wouldn't really advise that you do monthly reflections, only because it's difficult for you to keep track of what you have done in 4 weeks rather than what you have done in 7 days. So you're most likely going to remember what you did in 24 hours, what you did in 7 days, but you might not really keep track of the growth over the last 4 weeks. So it's better for you to do a daily or a weekly reflection. And then at the end of the month, you take your daily or weekly reflections, and that is what you use to do your monthly reflections, if that makes sense. Reflection is exactly what the word says. It's like you look in a mirror and you ask yourself, hey, we promised ourselves that we're going to go to bed by 10 p.m. So when you look in the mirror, are you looking at somebody that has been going to bed at 10 p.m. or you're looking at somebody that has been watching raccoon videos on TikTok at 2 a.m.? You just need to know that tracking progress is not about guilt-tripping yourself. It's about clarity. It's about really being honest with yourself and seeing where you're leveling up and where you've been lying to yourself. And finally, ownership, the most uncomfortable yet the most powerful, because here is where you get to decide. You get to decide whether you delay or deliver, and whether you spend 2025 telling the story of how life victimized you or how you took your power back. At the end of the day, we're the ones deciding what life we choose to live. And so always remember that what you do not change, you choose. So even though we have 100 days left to 2026, I don't want you to look at them as days. I want you to look at them as chances. 100 different chances to build momentum. 100 different chances to become unrecognizable and level up to who you want to be and how you want to start 2026. And it's better to start now, because imagine showing up to 2026, not trying to figure out how to build momentum or what to do next, because you've already started, because all the actions that you've taken have already built the momentum for you. So as you go into 2026, you're not going there to launch, you're going there to continue moving, to continue soaring because of what you have built already. Look forward to 2026. Look forward to moving with great momentum in 2026 and having a story that is worth telling, with proof that you actually followed through on the promises that you made to yourself. Or you could ignore everything that I said in this video and then binge watch your way to January 2026. But something tells me if you've watched this far, you're ready to choose differently. So here's a little challenge, and maybe you can put it in the comment section. Choose one thing only that you can do today that your future self will thank you for. Just choose one thing. Start today, and then do it again tomorrow and the day after. The clock is ticking. 100 chances left. What will you do with them? Make sure to watch this video that will teach you how to reset your year. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up and share this with somebody that you would like to grow with. And I'll be waiting to see your commitment in the comment section.